back to the guy who's really, this all came up because I was saying, I spoke out to our whole group of people who work in the kitchen. And that was interesting because, it was a lot of kind of like, hey, everybody, we're going to have new uniforms, and hey, everybody, we're going to have da 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 da. And I knew this meeting was coming up, and I was debating and debating. And, and I really wish we had started season 3 earlier because I wanted to ask your advice, both of you, about whether I should do this. And finally, it's just like, you know what, I have to do this. So I stood up and I said, I have something to say. I've heard, first of all, I said, I'm autistic. And everybody got very quiet. I said, I have a disability, and it is a disability. And, I talked a little bit about it. And I said, and I've heard people saying these things, and I've observed these things. And this can't happen because we're about to move into a new building where everybody is going to be challenged. Everybody is going to need support. Everybody, I said, I'm not asking for your understanding. I'm not asking for pity. If you try to pat me on the head, I will punch you. I just want your humanity. And I want us all to give each other humanity because all of us are going to need it. And I was actually shaking by the time I finished. Now, you both kind of know me. You might be surprised by that, but it was like really just like I said, I've just come out to you. 120 people. And the thing that got me was I was unsure how they were going to treat me after that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the big question I was going to ask you guys, and I'll tell you, let's play it like this. Tell me what you would have said, and then I'll tell you what happened.
How do you mean? Said if I went up on stage, I wouldn't have ever gotten to the point where I would go up on stage because I kind of have an inability to close my mouth in the moment or to even consider things. So if I'd heard someone say something, I would have went, "Shut your cake hole," or something like that's inappropriate, or something like that at that moment. And then I just have walked away, and later on I'd forgotten about it, and in about a year's time I'd find out that person hated me from that time I said that to them, and I'd be like, oh, I said that to them, great. I'm really proud of myself.
Well, I cling to enough social structure.
Yeah. Well, what I love, actually, it's funny, Michael's response actually fits my response to Robert perfectly. It doesn't surprise me that you said something like this, because while we all do it in our own little way, as then Michael went on to point out this would be different, I do feel like a key thread in most of the autistic people I've talked to is this like strong like we have a strong conviction or a strong moral compass about something, and that's our thing, and nothing can sense of justice or something. And so even if we follow all of these like rules and rituals and routines all of the time, like for that moral thing, I don't know if moral is the word I want, but yeah, for that thing we have conviction about, we will break all of our other rules. We will do something that feels risky or crazy for the sake of the justice of that thing. So I actually I love that example, and I love that you said that in front of all those people.
Yeah, good for you, Robert.
I feel like different people, I feel like some people will respond better to Michael's one-on-one approach, and will respond better to Robert's like, I'm gonna sprinkle this in the atmosphere, and it's gonna trickle down in some of you. Hopefully we'll decrease some of these comments. Also, it could make other people brave enough to speak up when those comments happen. Like, you don't even fully know the downhill consequences of your saying that.
And that actually is what I really hope will happen, because now anybody who says anything, well, one, I feel like now I love that I will go with your moral approach, Django, because I kind of feel a little bit like, because man, I wish I could be like you, Michael. I admire your outspokenness. So
it's not always good.
I know. I know. And the thing
It's
is,
a different kind of sword.
the thing is, when I'm outspoken, it's always bad because I don't speak out on the behalf of the underserved. I was too afraid to say to somebody, "Why are you saying that?" And I feel like by disclosing, I now feel like, okay, I've shed my secret disguise. So now if you're saying that in front of me, you're saying that deliberately to me, and I feel I now have the right to put you in your place, or just simply say, that is inappropriate. Not that's not cool, or I don't like that. That's inappropriate. Period. The end.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mhm.
And I hope that having me around then becomes kind of a reminder for people, which is like, oh, right, yeah. Would I say that to Robert's face? I don't know. But what was really cool.
Useful signage. Robert's become useful signage. He's telling people exactly what they're allowed to say.